Hey guys, what's up? This is Tom. Welcome to my investing channel. Um, as you can see, I am not the type of trader who sits behind a bunch of screens all day. I prefer to trust in the intuition of nature to make my calls. You see, I'm wearing the green shirt and all that. The funny thing is that I have not I still try to invest in fossil fuel stocks. That's the irony here, and it's probably a pretty stupid thing to do, as I'll get into later. But anyway, I just want to give you a little bit of my history, just introduction to the channel, what I'm going to talk about, and maybe a few mistakes that I've made, and all that. So let me just get into it. I got into stocks in about 2012. My uncle showed me an internet Investors Business Daily paper with all the breakouts and the cup and handles, and it was fascinating to me to learn. Hey, I can profit off these things, um, you know, um, and at first I tried to follow it, get stopped out. A lot of things were going on then, um, and I never really settled on a style for a long time. Sometimes it was a uh, you know, an article I read on Seeking Alpha. Um, Guy Spear talks about one of my favorite investors. He talks about it's like you're a drunk at a bar, and you've got to set up things to try to stop you from grabbing that investment and just wanting to buy it, because I was buying things like coal stocks that were heavily indebted. They were going to zero. Arch Coal, Peabody Coal. I'm looking. Oh, well, it's down a lot. It's got to come back. So I kind of had this, ridiculous contrarian mindset that was out of ignorance. If you're going to be contrarian, you got to know the industry. You got to understand why you're a contrarian, and you got to have the courage and conviction to hold on to those positions. Um, Today, at this point, I consider myself more of a long-term investor, looking at primarily the one industry that I understand: video games. A lot of you guys probably grew up playing video games as well. I don't really play them to speak of currently, but I do enjoy learning about the industry. It's fun to learn about the industry, and I think as we go forward, we're going to see the streaming devices, and we're going to see that industry grow. But we'll talk about that later. But basically, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to talk to you guys about gurus, who to follow, how to calibrate your Twitter, how to get rid of the toxic people on StockTwits, how to focus and have and not block out something that could be helpful information to you, but also to kind of filter out the noise and to learn to trust your intuition. Because you talk about Peter Lynch and some of the other great investors who have made a lot of money on the street. A lot of it is just seeing consumer trends, and they don't come along that often. You've got to be patient. That's really more of my strategy. You got to be patient, see a consumer trend, and ride with that consumer trend, and at least until Wall Street catches on to it. Because, for example, in Apple, Wall Street didn't catch on to it, and me personally, I didn't really get it either. I thought it was more of a BlackBerry type thing, and first it was Apple, then it'll be something else. But obviously, that's not the case. Um, but anyway, guys, I just want to give you, on my way out here, a couple of my three mistakes in my 8.5 years of stock investing. Hopefully, you'll learn from me and you'll not make them themselves. Number one, investing in highly leveraged companies. Companies have too much debt. They're going to go bankrupt, at the drop of a hat, and the management will still come out with a big bonus. What's their incentive? To not go bankrupt, to not go Chapter 11. You want to look for some insider ownership. You want to look for good balance sheets, just basic stuff. The Robinhood investors buying Hertz. Not really the smart thing to do. Okay, number two, have your courage of your own convictions. Like, for example, when the new console cycle was coming out in 2013, in Grand Theft Auto was coming out, I saw that there were going to be more digital sales. I saw that things were going to change for that, but I was not seeing the forest for the trees, because I was looking. Oh well, somebody on Seeking Alpha wrote that the World of Warcraft subscriptions are not as high. But you got to look at the big picture. For example, Capcom. They make Resident Evil and all the rest of it. Monster Hunter. Their revenue was down, I think 13% last year in 2019. You want to guess what their earnings were? Up? I'll give you a second to think. You think they were down? No. Think they're up a little bit? No. Up, I think about 35% on negative revenue growth. So you can see, that's primarily just a shift to digital, and that shift is occurring faster with coronavirus. So you want to have that conviction. And then number 3, don't ever expect the government to bail out your position. I'm a short seller at times too, and sometimes I was expecting, for example, the government to come in and fine the spin-off of DuPont Chemours and basically make them go bankrupt. And that's not smart. That's not smart to count on the government to make your position work. That's one of the reasons Bill Ackman did not do very well in Herbalife. The government was not going to act on that. And I do need to be careful about that. Currently, I do have a short in a Chinese fraud, a GSX, but it's hard to say what the catalyst will be. So I've got to keep my position, size reasonable until I see it cracking down. But yeah, anyways, it's great to be making this video. I hope you guys can learn something from those mistakes. In the next video, we're going to talk more about investing styles and investing gurus. Who should you follow? What style suits your personality? And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.